Hey everybody, and welcome to another deep dive. This time we're taking a look at Brian Tracy's goals.
Ooh, goals. Now this is a classic.
It is. And I always kind of wonder, okay,
hmm
goal setting. It's everywhere you look. Does this stuff actually work?
Well, what I find fascinating is that the data actually backs it up.
Okay.
Tracy cites a study of Harvard MBA graduates.
Yeah. Yeah.
Harvard MBAs, they're already pretty driven people.
Right.
And the ones who wrote down their goals, they earned 10 times
Right.
more than those who didn't.
Seriously.
Yeah.
10 times.
Okay, now you've got my attention.
It's incredible, right?
So this Brian Tracy guy, though.
Right.
Is he some,
Born with a silver spoon.
Exactly, like born millionaire telling us how to be successful?
Not at all. His story is actually all about the power of goals.
Mm.
He started from really humble beginnings, like dishwasher, laborer, even a struggling salesman for a while.
Oh, wow.
So you can imagine being stuck in those kinds of jobs and feeling like there's no way out.
That was Brian Tracy.
So how did he turn things around? What was his big break?
He made a simple decision that changed everything. He wrote down one single goal: earn $1,000 a month in sales.
Okay.
And guess what? Within 30 days, he'd tripled his income and even landed a management role.
Talk about a glow up.
Talk about a transformation.
So it seems like having these specific targets,
Yeah.
can really put you on a completely different path.
Exactly. It's like having this compass
Okay.
that guides all your decisions and actions towards what you actually want.
Okay. I'm starting to get on board here.
Good.
But let's be real. We've all been there. You set a goal, and then life happens.
Tell me about it.
Or like fear and doubt creep in, and you just get
Yeah.
stuck. So how do you push past that?
Well, Tracy tackles those head on. He talks about the comfort zone and how it can be a total trap.
Okay.
You might feel safe there, but it's where you stagnate, right?
It's comfortable, but are you really growing?
Exactly. So he challenges you to step outside that comfort zone, to embrace discomfort as like a catalyst for growth.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. It's easy to just get comfortable,
Right.
even if you know it's not really serving you in the long run.
Exactly. And he also introduces this concept called zero-based thinking, which I find so powerful.
Okay. Zero-based thinking. What's that?
It's asking yourself, knowing what I know now, would I still be doing what I'm doing?
Oh, that is a tough question.
It is, but it can be a total game changer. It forces you to reassess your choices and make sure you're still aligned with where you want to go.
Okay, that's a good one. I like that. So I'm starting to get this whole goal setting thing a little bit better.
Okay.
But how do you actually make these goals happen? Like, what's the secret sauce?
Well, this is where Tracy delves into the power of our subconscious mind,
Ooh.
but not in like a mystical woo-woo way. He actually gives you practical techniques.
Okay, I like that. Practical.
He has this concept called the 3 Ps of goal setting.
3 Ps. Okay, break it down for me.
So your goals need to be positive, present, and personal. So instead of saying, I want to write a book someday, which is kind of vague and in the future,
Right,
you could
yeah.
say, I am a successful author and I am writing a captivating book that inspires readers.
So it's almost like you're already living that reality.
Exactly.
And by saying it that way, are you basically programming your subconscious for success?
That's exactly it. Think of it like planting a seed. Every time you visualize yourself achieving that goal, you're watering that seed, helping it grow.
Okay, I like that analogy. So your subconscious starts working behind the scenes to help you actually make it happen.
Precisely.
Okay, now this is starting to sound a little bit less woo-woo and a lot more interesting. So it's not just about thinking positive thoughts.
Right.
It's about actually engaging your subconscious in the process.
Exactly. And Tracy has some really effective techniques for this, like daily visualization and affirmations.
Okay, now I can see how that could be powerful. It's almost like setting an intention and then letting your mind figure out how to get there.
Exactly. And, this actually leads us to another crucial aspect of achieving goals, taking action.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
this is where the rubber meets the road, right?
Exactly. It's easy to get caught up in the planning and visualizing, but actually taking those first steps, that's where the magic happens.
That's definitely where I struggle sometimes.
I think we all do. It's so easy to get caught up in fear or self-doubt.
Totally.
But Tracy has some great advice for that, like breaking down your goals into smaller, more manageable chunks.
Okay.
So instead of looking at this massive project and feeling overwhelmed,
Right.
you just focus on completing one small task at a time.
Okay, so it's like that old saying, how do you eat an elephant?
Exactly.
Go a bite at a time.
A bite at a time. And every step you take actually builds momentum and confidence,
Yeah.
making it easier to keep going.
I love that. It's like this snowball effect. The more you do, the
Mhm.
more you can do.
Exactly. Tracy calls this the momentum principle.
Okay, I like that.
The more you do, the
Mhm.
more you can do.
Exactly. Tracy calls this the momentum principle.
Okay, I like that.
The more you DO, the more energy you have to keep moving forward. Okay, so this is all great information. I'm feeling inspired.
You do.
But there's so much more we could cover.
It is.
And we will. We're going to take a little break,
Yeah.
and we'll be right back with more from Goals by Brian Tracy.
See you soon.
Welcome back to our deep dive into Goals by Brian Tracy. So last time we talked about the power of our subconscious mind and, actually taking action on our goals.
Mm-hmm.
But what else does Tracy have for us?
Well, he dedicates a whole chapter to relationships,
Oh, relationships.
which can sometimes be overlooked when you're trying to achieve something big.
You get so focused on yourself, that you
Right.
kind of forget that,
Mhm.
other people might be helpful.
Exactly. But the people we surround ourselves with have a huge impact on our success,
Okay.
both directly and indirectly.
So like how? What does he mean?
Well, he talks about the importance of building this network of supportive people.
Yeah.
They can offer encouragement, guidance,
Yeah.
maybe even open doors for you to new opportunities.
That's true, yeah. It's like having your own personal cheerleading squad
Totally.
and a bunch of mentors all in one.
Exactly.
But what if you're stuck in a job,
Right.
where the people around you aren't that supportive?
That's a great point. And, Tracy actually acknowledges that not everyone's lucky enough to have that built-in network.
Right.
But he doesn't see that as a roadblock.
Okay.
He actually encourages you to become what he calls a relationship expert.
Okay, relationship expert.
Yeah.
So how do you do that?
It means going out there,
Mm-hmm.
actively seeking out and cultivating those relationships with people who can help you achieve your goals.
So being proactive, not just waiting for it to happen.
Exactly. And he gives some really practical advice on how to do this.
Like what?
One of the things he says is treat everyone you meet like $1 million customer.
$1 million customer. Okay, now I'm interested.
It's this mindset shift,
Yeah.
right? It's about approaching every interaction with respect, kindness, a willingness to help.
So it's not just about what they can do for you. It's
Yeah.
about having that kind of give and take.
Exactly. It's about seeing the value in everyone you encounter.
Yeah.
Because even those seemingly small, insignificant relationships,
Yeah.
they can have this ripple effect. You never know.
Okay, so kind of like that whole idea of, 6 degrees of separation.
Exactly. And this kind of mindset, it opens doors to unexpected opportunities.
Right.
And it creates this network of people who are genuinely invested in your success.
Okay, I like that.
Yeah.
So we've talked about the subconscious mind.
Yeah.
But Tracy also explores something he calls the superconscious mind.
Ooh, yes.
What is that?
So he describes it as this higher level of awareness. It's a source of intuition,
Okay.
inspiration, creativity that we can tap into for problem solving, for achieving breakthroughs.
So is this like meditation or something? How do you access this superconscious mind?
There are a few ways, according to Tracy. One is through really intense concentration and focus on a specific problem or goal.
Okay.
So when you really immerse yourself in something,
Yeah.
he believes that's when your superconscious mind can come in with those aha moments.
Oh, so it's like when you're really struggling with something
Mhm.
and then you finally, step away from it, take a break.
Yes,
And then suddenly the solution just comes to you.
exactly. Like when you're taking a walk or in the shower.
Exactly.
He says that's your superconscious mind working in the background.
Okay.
Another way he talks about is through relaxation and solitude. So when you quiet your conscious mind, he believes that's when those deeper insights and solutions can come through.
Okay, so give your mind a break
Yeah,
so the superconscious can do its work.
exactly.
Okay, I like that. This is really fascinating.
It is. And Tracy believes the superconscious mind is always available to us,
Mm.
but we're often just too caught up in our everyday thoughts and worries to really access it.
It's like we're blocking it without realizing it.
Exactly. So he emphasizes cultivating this sense of inner peace and stillness
Okay.
because it allows us to be more open to those flashes of insight and inspiration.
Okay, now this is starting to make more sense to me. Now, obviously, there will be setbacks and challenges on the way to achieving any goal.
Oh, absolutely.
So how do you deal with that?
Well, this is where Tracy's emphasis on flexibility comes in.
Flexibility, okay.
He has a whole chapter dedicated to staying adaptable.
Yeah, especially in today's world.
Right.
Things change so quickly.
Exactly. You need to be able to adapt to new information, new circumstances.
It's like trying to use an old map to navigate a new city. You need to be able to adjust your route.
Exactly. And Tracy encourages us to regularly zero base our activities.
Okay, zero base. Remind me what that means again.
It's basically asking yourself, if I were starting over today, knowing what I know now, would I still be doing what I'm doing?
That's a good one. Yeah, it really forces you to step back and evaluate if you're still on the right track.
Exactly. And he also reminds us that admitting you're wrong, it's not a weakness.
Oh, that can be so hard.
I know, right?
But you're right, it's a sign of strength.
Exactly. Because it means you're willing to learn and grow.
Okay, so flexibility is key.
It is. Now, another important principle that Tracy talks about is single-handling tasks.
Single-handling tasks, what's that all about?
It means focusing on one task at a time
Okay.
and seeing it through to completion before moving on to something else.
So no more multitasking.
Well, multitasking can actually make you less productive.
Okay. But
because you're constantly switching your focus.
right, yeah. You never really get into a groove with anything.
Exactly. So Tracy suggests creating a list of all the tasks you need to accomplish and then tackling them one by one without distractions.
So prioritize, focus, and knock them out one by one.
Precisely. And this principle, it can be applied to anything, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense. Whether it's writing a book, starting a business, even just trying to get in shape.
Exactly. Focusing on one step at a time,
Yeah.
it makes everything feel a lot less overwhelming.
This is super practical advice. Now, I know we touched on financial independence earlier.
Yes.
But are there any other financial tips that Tracy offers?
Absolutely. One of his key principles is what he calls the law of financial gravity.
Okay, the law of financial gravity. What's that?
He says that just like physical objects are subject to gravity, our finances are subject to certain laws that govern their growth.
Okay, so we're not just at the mercy of random chance.
Exactly. And he believes that wealth is attracted to those who understand and apply these financial laws.
Okay, I like that. So how do we do that?
Well, he emphasizes creating a financial plan,
Yeah.
setting clear financial goals, and tracking your progress.
Talked about being intentional, not just hoping for the best.
Exactly. And he also stresses seeking out opportunities to increase your income.
Okay, like what?
You know, asking for a raise, maybe starting a side hustle, investing in assets that generate passive income.
So it's about taking control of your finances, not just letting things happen to you.
Exactly. And ultimately, Tracy reminds us that building wealth is about creating a life of freedom and abundance.
Okay, so it's not just about the money itself.
Right.
It's about what the money allows you to do.
Precisely. Having the resources to pursue your passion, support your loved ones, make a positive impact.
Well, I have to say, this has been a really insightful journey so far.
It has.
We've covered so much ground, from setting powerful goals, overcoming those mental roadblocks, mastering our time, building those strong relationships, and even achieving financial independence.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's like Brian Tracy has given us this roadmap for a successful and fulfilling life.
He has. And you know what I love about his approach? Is that it's not just about achieving external success.
Yeah.
It's about developing the mindset and the habits that empower you to live your best life. I love that. It's not just about the destination, it's about the journey.
Exactly. And his principles, they're timeless. They can be applied to any goal or aspiration.
So if you're feeling inspired to take charge of your life
Yes.
and create the future you want, I highly recommend checking out Goals for yourself.
It's a book that can really change your life.
Well, we're going to take another quick break, but we'll be back soon with more from Brian Tracy's Goals.
Sounds good.
And we are back with the final part of our deep dive into Brian Tracy's goals. So, we've covered a lot of ground already. Setting those powerful goals.
Right.
Getting over mental blocks, figuring out our time, building those relationships, even tackling financial independence.
It's a lot.
It is. But you mentioned there were a few more gems we needed to uncover before we wrap things up.
Definitely. And I think one of the most important things that kind of ties everything together is persistence.
Ah, persistence. Okay.
Yeah, it's easy to get all fired up about a new goal.
But actually staying motivated when things get tough, that's the real challenge.
That's where I always fall apart.
Yeah.
So does Tracy have any advice on, how to cultivate that kind of like unwavering determination?
He does. He believes that persistence is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't.
Okay.
He says most people just give up too easily.
Oh, yeah. One little setback and I'm like, See you later.
Right, but he says they're often just one step away from success.
Oh, that's got to be frustrating to look back on.
It is. So one of his suggestions is to constantly remind yourself why you're pursuing this goal in the first place.
Oh, your why. Okay.
Exactly. What's your driving force? What are you really hoping to achieve here? What impact will it have on your life, on other people's lives?
It's like finding that deeper meaning behind it all.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He even suggests writing it down
Okay.
and keeping it somewhere you'll see it every day, like on your desk or even your bathroom mirror.
Oh, that's good. So you're constantly reminded.
Exactly.
Wow.
You know, it's like having that personal cheerleader.
Right there with you.
Okay. I like that. What else?
Well, he also emphasizes surrounding yourself with supportive people.
Oh, yeah. Your squad.
Exactly. Those are the people who will encourage you to keep going,
Yeah.
even when you hit those bumps in the road.
Okay. But
Okay.
sometimes you just need that external validation, right?
Absolutely. We all need that sometimes. And he also says, don't forget to celebrate your successes.
Oh, yeah. Little wins along the way.
Exactly. No matter how small they might seem, recognizing those wins can really boost your confidence and keep you motivated.
It's easy to just keep your eye on the prize and forget to enjoy the journey.
It is.
Oh.
But celebrating those milestones can make a huge difference.
Okay, so we've talked a lot about, like mindset and habits.
Yeah.
But what about actual, concrete steps? Like when it comes to financial independence, for example.
Oh, right. You mentioned wanting to hear more about that.
Yes.
Well, Tracy has this principle he calls the law of financial gravity.
Okay, the law of financial gravity. That sounds intense. What's that all about? He says that just like physical objects are governed by gravity, our finances are subject to certain laws that control how they grow.
So we're not just hoping for the best.
No.
We can actually take control.
Exactly. And he believes that wealth is drawn to those who understand and apply these financial laws.
Okay, so how do we tap into that?
Well, he emphasizes creating a financial plan,
Oh,
setting clear financial goals.
like specific numbers, you mean?
Exactly. And then track your progress regularly, see how you're doing.
So you can adjust course if you need to.
Exactly. And he also talks about seeking out opportunities to boost your income,
Like how?
asking for a raise, maybe starting a side hustle, investing in things that generate passive income.
Okay, so it's about being proactive,
Hmm.
not just waiting for things to happen.
Precisely. And remember, it's not just about the money itself.
Right.
It's about the freedom and abundance that wealth can bring.
It's about what you can do with it.
Exactly. Pursuing your passions, supporting your loved ones, making a difference in the world.
Okay, I am feeling so inspired right now. We've learned so much about setting those powerful goals, overcoming mental obstacles, managing our time, building relationships, even achieving financial independence.
That's a lot to take in.
It is. But I feel like Brian Tracy has really given us a solid foundation for creating a successful and fulfilling life.
He really has. And it's not just about achieving some external measure of success.
Yeah.
It's about developing the mindset and the habits
Right.
to live your best life, whatever that looks like for you.
I love that. And if you're feeling inspired to take control of your life
Yeah.
and create that future that you've always dreamed of, definitely check out Goals for yourself.
It's a book that can really change your life.
And that wraps up our deep dive into Goals by Brian Tracy. We hope you enjoyed this exploration as much as we did.
Thanks for joining us.
Until next time, remember to keep reaching for those goals.